Ladies and gentlemen, live from Jakarta, Indonesia, Christine Yaven.
That is an amazing introduction, I just might say. I feel like I'm in a sports complex. Hi, everyone. I'm Christine from Jakarta, Indonesia. And because we don't have that much time today, so I'm just going to go straight to it. Today's class is going to be all about hands and arms. Um, I'm not going to give you any choreography or too much technique, but I want to give you concepts about how to add individualized arm movements into your own dancing, because I really feel like all of this hip work and traveling steps and everything are really beautiful and important, but how to elevate yourself from being just a normal dancer to being an artist, it comes from the arms. How do you express yourself? How do you express your feelings and emotions? It's not from the torso down, but it's from the torso up, including your face. But we're not going to get into that today. We don't have time. Okay, so just a few words. For hands and arms, I feel like it comes into two categories. The first category is to help you move. So every time you do an arabesque, every time you turn, your arms help you to move and they help you to turn easily. Yeah? The other side of that is hands and arms help to frame you when you're dancing, helps to decorate your dance, and also helps to, of course, say something. So, talk with your hand, talk to the hand, all of this kind of stuff, it comes from hands and arms. I'm a little bit silly, sorry, this is my style of teaching. Okay, so the most important thing to remember is that hands and arms are connected to your body. I know everybody knows that, but sometimes when you dance, people will forget, because what happens is you're dancing and you're in hand prison, you're in arm prison, and you're dancing and your arms are here all the time because your arms are in prison. So you need to remember that they're connected to your body from your shoulders and your chest. And once you remember and are aware of this, I think that this will change the way that you dance. So instead of doing just, for example, chassé like this, you start to remember, okay, they start from my shoulders, and it comes with your shoulders and your chest movements. Okay. Arm movements come from the chest. Hand movements are anchored by your elbow. So hand and wrist, everything, but it's connected to the elbow. So when your elbow is stuck, it's really difficult to do hand movements, because this is what it looks like, and it looks kind of like a jellyfish. I think it looks like a jellyfish anyway. Okay. All right. So as a student, or if you're dancing in a group, of course, clean arms, clean hands are the best, because then everybody looks uniform and it's a very clean piece. But when you start dancing solos, I think it's important to use it to express yourself. It's important to find what works for you and your style, and of course your body. I'm really short. I'm only 5'3", 160 centimeters. So that means that I have quite short arms. So I do hand movements that suit my body. I have students who have very long arms, and they take longer to do hand movements and all that. Okay, so we're gonna do a few exercises today. I want to warm up, warm up and drills. These are things that you can practice at home to help you, work out the kinks, get your muscles moving, and get it all smooth. And after that, then I'm going to talk a lot. Sorry, it's going to be kind of a talking kind of workshop. All right, so let's start. Just going to find, share music. Okay. Just follow.
اتخذت الغابة مثلي منزلا دون القصور فتتبعت السواقي وتسلقت الصخور هل اتخذت الغابة مثلي منزلا دون القصور فتتبعت السواقي وتسلقت الصخور هل تحممت بعطر وتنشفت بنور هل تحممت بعطر وتنشفت بنور وشربت الفجر خمرا في كؤوس من يفنى الوجود
Great. Okay, so that was really good. So I'm just going to talk about hands right now. So with your hand movements, we're going to go to shoulders and elbows later, but hands are the most complicated because you have more bones and more what is these called? Joints. I forgot the word. More joints in your hands. So when you have hand movements, you have basically 4 positions. So one is flex. This is when your fingers are flexed up. You're flexing this part of your hand. Then you have flat, which is quite normal. Then you have cupped, and then you have curled under. So I think for dancing, it's not so nice when it's too curled and you're making a fist, unless you're dancing something that's quite angry or quite strong. So half curled in is good. So flexed, flat, curved, what is it called? No, cupped and curled. Flex, flat, cupped and curled. On the left side, flex, flat, cupped and curled. Flex, flat, cupped and curled. Okay. This brings me to the first exercise that I want to go over with you. And this is, it's hand waves. So I feel like a lot of people, when they're doing hand waves, they're doing it too much. So in the sense that, if you think about the hand wave, it's just going like this, okay? It's quite simple. If you can't see me, let me know, I'll come closer. Yeah, it's pretty much actually quite simple. You don't curl in your fingers too much, because then that makes it too much. There's too much curling. So one of the things that I like to teach is, so imagine that you're flexing your wrist, flex up and flex down. Flex up and flex down. When you flex up, you curl in. When you flex down, you release. Oh, sorry, it's the other way. Curl, flex down, curl in, flex up, release. Flex down, curl in, flex up, release. When you're doing it at 90 degrees, you can curl in quite big. That's fine, okay? Now, instead of doing it 90 degrees and 90 degrees up, I want you to do it 45 degrees and 45 degrees up. Now, your curl gets smaller. So from the flat to 45, curl in. 45, release. 45 degrees, curl in just slightly. 45 degrees, release. And 1. And release. And 1. And release. And 1. And release. And 1. And release. And as the angle gets smaller and smaller, the angle of your wrist, your curl gets smaller and smaller, and it becomes a hand wave. So let's make it even smaller. So 1 curl in, 1 release. 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 Let's try on the left side. So straight up, flex down. Straight up, flex down. Flex down, curl in. Straight up, release. Flex down, curl in, flex up, release. 45 degrees. 45 degrees, curl a little bit. 45 degrees, release. 45 degrees, curl a little bit. 45 degrees, and release. And 1 and 2, release. 1 and 2, release. Good. Smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So these become your hand waves. Okay. Another thing that you can do to practice at home is if you watch the series, The Big Bang Theory, where Sheldon, I watch a lot of TV, so where Sheldon gets his mom or whoever sings him that song, Soft Kitty, Warm Kitty. All right, so we're gonna do Soft Kitty, Warm Kitty, but with our hand. So this is your kitty, whichever hand is fine. Oh, my thumb isn't doing anything. At the moment, I'm just keeping it to the side like this. Yeah? When you're actually dancing with this, you can do whatever you like with your arm, with your thumb, except that I wouldn't do it like ballroom style, where it's too much flex like this. This is too strong for Oriental dancing. I think it's nice for ballroom and Latin dance. You know, it's very, very flamboyant. But I think for Oriental dance, it's not so beautiful to have everything flexed out. So my thumb is usually to the side here. Okay, so back to soft kitty, warm kitty. This is your kitty. You can use whichever arm, okay? And you're gonna do little hand waves to go wrist, palm, fingers, curl, wrist, palm, fingers, and wrist, palm, fingers, and wrist, palm, fingers. And this is a really good way of practicing your hand waves. Yeah. And on the other side. So if you want to sing, you can sing soft kitty, warm kitty. Any song is fine. Yep, okay, yeah. So this is nice. And it's a little bit of a flex. I like to flex my fingers a little bit instead of starting with flat, just because it gives a little bit extra texture when you're doing the hand waves. Let's try them on an X in front of your face. So flex and cupping in, and flex and cupping in, and flex and cupping in, and flex, and good. All right, very nice. I wanted to talk about hands first because they're the most complicated to do. With your elbows and your shoulders, there's really not much there because they only move one way. Elbows, of course, this way, and then you can do around. With your shoulders, it's also around circles or forward and back. I don't think there's too much that you can do up and down, but up doesn't really look good for dancing. You want to keep them down. So this is just, you know, to help you move and to help you create shapes, basically. Okay, so what I wanted to do now is an exercise called Follow the Leader. So you're going to do an exercise now. We are going to follow the leader, so that means that we're going to use our shoulder and elbow. They're the leader. And we're going to use those to create shapes and movements, and our hands and wrists follows. And then after the shoulder and elbow, we're gonna do them, follow the leader of the wrist, and then we're gonna follow the leader of your hand. Because these 4 different body parts, they create a different look in your dance. So sometimes when you're following your hand moves first, or your wrist moves first, or your shoulder moves first, or shoulder elbow, and your hands are quote unquote dead. Okay, so let's start. So I'm just gonna put on some music and softly, let me see, yeah. Okay, we're gonna start with E. So your hands are dead, okay? Okay, so how does that feel? Does that feel a little bit weird? It should. I felt really weird because it's like, ugh, my shoulders and elbows are moving, and it's fine. It's supposed to be weird. So we're exploring different textures now. So from shoulders and elbows, I want to move to wrists. So all of your movements, you can do any movement. I really don't care, but I want you to lead it with your wrist. So the wrist, of course, flexes and releases. So any movement that goes this way, up and down, but make sure that your wrist goes first and everything follows. Your hands are still dead, like 2 dead fish, like this. Okay, let's try again. Bear with me, this is an exploratory class, yeah? So. Okay, great. So that was wrist. Also a little bit weird. Not as weird as shoulders and elbows, I think, but yeah. So now I want us to follow the leader and follow your hands. So your hands, what I mean is actually your palms, not your fingers. Yeah, this is totally weird. Don't follow your fingers. Follow your palm. So your palm is going to go first. Yeah, the energy is going to come from your palms, and they're going to be the leader. Okay, time, good. Okay. So okay so far, yeah? So now you have shoulders and elbows. Sorry, three. Three. Shoulders and elbows. You have wrists and you have hands. So in my opinion, this is just me, I think it's nice to do a little bit of everything. Don't just do only shoulders and elbows. Don't just do only wrists or only fingers. Because this is the nice thing about texture and energy. When you mix it all up, it's very nice. Okay, now I want you to do the same thing again, mixing all three together. But I want you to think about energy. So contrast soft energy and strong energy, soft energy and strong energy, soft energy and strong energy, and makes this, the music is pretty standard, it's just piano, da da da, so it's up to you when you want to do it. Of course, when you have your own proper music or when you're improvising or choreographing, it will come according to the music, maybe for Taksim or something like this, but for now, just do it as you like. Okay, I would like to actually see you guys. So whoever is on with your video camera, I'm gonna turn on the music again. So now we're going to do all three, shoulders and elbows, wrist and hands, contrasting with soft or strong energy. Very good, yay! I can see everything. Well, okay, I have a TV here, so I'm not just looking at you guys from the computer. Okay, so the next concept that I wanted to talk about, let me just put it back. Okay, the next concept that I wanted to talk about is the kinesphere. So the kinesphere is an imaginary bubble that you are inside of as a dancer. So you are inside this bubble. The bubble can be clear, it can be rainbow colored, it can be gold with diamante or silver with glitter, whatever you like, however you like the bubble. But the bubble starts from your hips, okay, until above your head. So here where your hand touches, this is your whole bubble, yeah? And in front of you and behind you. So here all around and in front of you and behind you, you are in this bubble. When you reach out your hand, at any one point, you are touching the bubble. All right. This exercise is called bubble boy or bubble girl. So, okay. I have really weird names from the exercises, so just people remember. And I forgot to say, I will tell you now, if you want the PDF of the exercises that we go through today, you can go to my website, christineyaven.com/bestinworld, and I will email you this PDF for free, okay? Because 1 hour, we're gonna forget everything. I'm gonna forget everything. Okay, so kinesphere. So you're in this bubble, and every movement that you make, your hands must touch the bubble. So these kind of movements, anytime your hands move, anytime you walk, your hands are touching the bubble. So you need to, so for example, when you're going from this here, this position, to this position, you have to touch the bubble. When you want to go from this position to maybe like down here, you also need to touch the bubble. What you cannot do is go from here and then retract your arms and then touch here, and then retract your arms and touch here. You want to touch the bubble at all times. Your arms cannot leave the bubble. Okay. Now, because we don't want to look like we're crazy, you're going to use your arms to write your name. So let's see, who do I have here? I have Dorna, Sakurai, Elena, Jennifer, that's like right in front of my face. So if I was doing Jennifer, okay, with my arms in this kinesphere, I'm going to be doing J, E, maybe with my right arm because I'm right-handed, N, and then maybe with my other left hand, N, I, okay, dot the I, yeah, F, another E, and R. Okay, something like this. Of course, the rules are not so, strict. You can do a little bit of not touching the kinesphere, but try your best. Okay. I was gonna make you do the alphabet, except that I would forget. I would forget the alphabet. All right. Your name. Do it again. I want to see. Yay, great. Okay, so now we're gonna do that, okay? But I want you to do it as you're walking. Let me look at the time. Okay, so as you're walking. So write your name again, or you can write your boyfriend's name, or your husband's name, or your kid's name, any name, doesn't matter. But as you're walking, I want you to walk and do the first letter, change position, do the second letter, change position, or even as you're going up, maybe I'm doing an I, yeah, and then I dot the I, and then now I'm doing an S. Am I spelling my name right? I don't know. And then maybe a T, I'm walking, and I cross the T, So something like this. So use the space around you as much as you can. If you don't have too much space, just walk teeny tiny baby steps, yeah, just around. But what's most important isn't really the steps, it's actually your pose. So what I'm trying to get you to do is to change the position that you're standing, not just like this to the camera and to me all the time because, hey, this is not a nice angle. I want you to stand in a diagonal, in a pose while you're doing your first letter. Then maybe you change to a different pose, maybe even face the back. Face the back, do something, and come around again. If you have space in front of you, walk a little bit in front of you while you're doing something, as much as you can. So start thinking about expanding your sphere. So this is your kinesphere, but moving your kinesphere and yourself around the space that you have. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, everybody okay? Some of you have really long names. Or maybe you're doing it twice, just kidding. Okay, so that's the kinesphere exercise. I think that this exercise is really, really good to help you understand that your arms can move further than just here. Okay, this is arm jail. Okay, so move further, and even you can use this as incorporated into your oriental dance. So for example, when I do arabesque, I don't just do arabesque like this. I sometimes do arabesque like this. One. So I use my arms to really do something fancy and use my kinesphere to include something that's a little bit more unusual, that's a little bit more my style. Okay, the next exercise is called the 4 divas. So what I want you to do is come up with 4 poses. Okay, so let's say my first pose is here. Okay. Second pose is here. Third pose is here. And fourth pose is here. Any 4 poses. Okay. And you can change your pose. Maybe you'll have an accidental pose. I don't know, something like this, something like this, whatever. So 4 poses. So moving from one pose, my first pose, to the second pose, I want you to use your kinesphere, and take the longest way to get to the next pose. So it will be something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then to the third pose, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I forgot my fourth pose, but never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Because when we're dancing, the arms are what makes you look like you have flow. When you're doing simple grapevine, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very weird when your arms go 1, 2, 3, 4. and 1, 2, 3, 4, because they're in time. Yeah? Your feet, your hips can be in time, but your arms need to be late. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So my feet arrive first, arms are last, or almost late. Okay? So then you have to think about the pathway, because the longest path will get you there late, and you want to be late. So the upper half here is, what is it called when you're sophisticated late to the party? Fashionably late. Okay, the upper half is fashionably late. The bottom half, and I'm sorry, Yalia, is German because you're on time. It's like the train schedule, it's gonna be on time. Okay? So the upper half, late, fashionably late, da, 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 da. The bottom half is 1, 2, 3, 4, no problem. So now what I want you to do, is the four divas. 1, 2, any poses, 3, 4. Think about how are your arms gonna get to this next pose. Because from the first pose, boom, and boom, the feet is easy. It's just one here and here. But the arms, I don't want you to retract. I want you to do something really fancy, something like this, and then get to your next pose. And then really fancy and get to your next pose. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't have to be beautiful poses, okay? Because I know sometimes we're like, oh, I'm out of ideas. So just any pose, it doesn't matter, okay? All right, let's give that a go. And I have a beautiful song for this. Okay, I want to try that again. Okay, so any 4 poses, you can put the first pose, whatever, and whenever you're ready, then you can move. But I want you to take the long way around. I will write down what the song is. Okay, so let's try that again. 4 poses. Time-wise, okay, I have only one more. Okay, all right. Okay, I'd like to see you, please. I know that there's a lot of you today, but I will see whoever's in the front page, the front 2 pages. All right, let's go. Again, so 4 poses, any pose. You can start whenever you want. That's wonderful. Okay, so it's really nice. This is a really nice exercise. You don't have to use this song. You can use any song, even a non-Arabic song. This is not an Arabic song. It's a Mongolian song from China. And just think of your poses any pose and try to get the long way around. To expand on this, but we don't have that much time, to expand on this, you can actually add transitions. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Then maybe the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then another transition, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't remember what I did. 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is already like a dance, pretty much. Because it's, yeah, because you're taking all of these beautiful poses. So let's try it like that with the little transitions of turns, of traveling steps, any of these two combinations. I wouldn't use too much like, what are these called? Hip technique, because you know of the songs and the poses. It's more traveling steps and posing, traveling steps and posing, and using your arms the long way around. Okay, let's try that. Can I see? 4 poses. You can change your poses. You don't have to do the same poses. So any 4 poses, you might even come up with an accidental pose. So let me take a look. Yay! Great job! So beautiful! All right, okay. So that is something that you can practice, your 4 divas. Of course, the divas, they can change anytime. All right, so some things, okay. So now I want to dance together. I have a really beautiful song, which is from a Turkish soap opera. I really like Turkish soap operas, and it's from the soap opera called Magnificent Century. So I want you to take everything that we've learned. So you're leading with your wrist or your hands, yeah, or your elbows, whatever you want. Okay, your hands can be dead, you can be alive, up to you. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, and then you can use circles, hand circles, yeah, or waves. You can use rolls, all of these kind of rolls. You can also do, let me think, snake arms, yeah, undulations. You can do extensions with your 4 diva poses. You can use the cross hands, yeah, which this is one of my favorites, cross hands. And think about what poses look best on you. I know this looks better, this is easier when you have a mirror in front of you, but usually for most people, it's diagonal. When you're standing diagonal, it looks the best. Watch your foot. Make sure that your foot isn't like this, you know, so it's extended right, it's extended fully, yeah, and feet pointed. So don't do something like this, it doesn't look so beautiful. And try to move with your arms, your chest, your shoulders, all of this upper body, and to make something really pretty, because the song is very pretty. It's very short. I wanted to finish on time because I know that Steve's gonna look at me like this. Okay, so let's listen to the song. We'll do it a few times. Okay, so thank you. So let's try that again. Okay, now that you know the song a little bit, so you can start the beginning with just a pose, nothing, 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 nothing. And then when he starts to come with the violin, then you can start expressing the violin. If you wanted to express the oud, you can do with small movements because the sound isn't so big, it's not so grand. So don't do the oud, dun, 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 like this with like big movements. Try to keep it a little bit small and very like intimate and personal. Okay, let's try that again. We still have time. Okay, good. It's a 2-minute song. Okay, does anyone have any questions? It's a really beautiful song and it's quite sad. So that's why I'm not smiling like an idiot when I'm dancing. Oh, I know, you know, jokes. So I would like to do it one more time because we have time. So let's do it one more time and I'd like to watch you if this is okay. All right? And then we can have questions and photo time. dancing. That was really, really beautiful. So many beautiful lines. Okay, before we finish, we have 3 minutes to finish. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I do. How are they going to take classes from you? I mean,
Oh,
people in America, they want to know how to get a hold of you.
my website, it's christineyaven.com. And like I said, I promised you guys to give you a free PDF of the exercises that we did. So just christineyaven.com, and then you can see Best in World. Just click that, put in your email. I'm teaching actually for a studio, Rock On Studio in Vermont, end of this month, Ballady Progression, and also a Neo Andalusian, which is in February. That will be in US time. So I think it's Central Time, 10 a.m., which is like midnight my time. But okay, never mind. I'm up till 3 anyway. Might as well teach.
Yes, you are.
That's on there. And then I have a tension and flow workshop coming up end of this month, 30th of January, but that's in Jakarta time, so it might be middle of the night for some of you guys. But that's all about using your energy and your breath to contract and to release. This is my biggest thing. I think that this is what makes dancing from instead of just moving your body, but when you're flowing, when you have transitions, even if you're doing something really, really simple, like just up and relax and then do a few hip drops and then maybe like some snake arms or something like this, it is completely different than if you're just doing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This tension and flow is really important, and it's something that you can practice with the kinesphere. Actually, this one, the kinesphere and the four. Keep doing that, and it will help you with your transitions and everything. Does anyone have any specific questions? If you want the music, I will send it out in the PDF. If not, I will write it here later after the second class, and we'll just do a quick screenshot if that's okay.
All right.
I don't know how to do this.
Hey, Christine, we're actually doing surprise. I mean, it's secret, but not secret. Because some people couldn't get people's workshops. Here we go. So we're thinking about doing encores.
Yeah, that would be great. My camera's not working. Okay. And I'm just gonna take a quick screenshot of everyone. So let's do that.
Everyone awake, right?
Yeah, everyone who's awake. 1, 2, I'm not Korean, but we're gonna do the Korean one. 1, 2, 3, screenshot page 1. And I don't know if I can do this. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at this. Okay. And screenshot page 2. Does it show me? I don't think so. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And I think the next one doesn't work. Wait, let me see. Okay, that's fine. We'll just take page 1 and page 2. Okay, I just want to say a big thank you to Steve for organizing this crazy, crazy, crazy event. I've been staying up to take all the classes too, so it's not just you guys. So this is why I wanted to teach hands and arms, to give you a break. So you can sit on your bed, sit on the couch, and do something like this and think about the exercises. Even if you're not doing them, at least you're starting to think about the concepts. And that's what I wanted to do. Okay, thank you very much.
Everyone,
don't forget to tell me. Bye.
Even though